Hey guys, it's been roughly a week's passing since the removal of Nebulites and the instating of flames to global MapleStory, and after a mountain of bugs and unscheduled server maintenances, players have finally gotten themselves situated with flames. The overall consensus with Nebulite's replacement is that everyone essentially lost 20 to 26% boss damage, more so if you decide to flame your weapon and lost that boss damage. On the plus side, we do have some very powerful boosts of damage in the form of the additional stats that flames can give, because in comparison to Nebulites, which gave only all stat and boss damage and only one of them, flames can give a myriad of bonuses simultaneously, including attack, magic attack, base stat, and even percent damage. Today I'll be going over exactly what you want to do with flames and how they can best be suited for improving your characters. Also, huge shoutouts to Kobe and Austin for helping me get familiarized with flames so I can help you guys get acquainted with them too. Definitely check both their channels out in the description below if you would like their insight into flames as well. And I also have a ton of resources for you guys in the description if you want to do more thorough research on the subject, since I'll mostly be giving you guys a rundown of what you need to know. And there will be much more comprehensive guides and explanations in the description below, and once again thank you to everyone who has provided those explanations, and I hope they can be helpful for you guys too. But don't worry, this video should be more than enough to get you educated on the subject. What happened to Nebulites though? You all may be aware by now that your equips have lost their Nebulites. You did, yes, but they have been replaced with bonus stats based on whatever Nebulite the item had. A link to the chart for the conversion is provided in the description below if you want to know more about that, but I imagine everyone should be privy to this by now. First, for anyone who doesn't know what flames are items that can enhance and affect equipment, providing them additional stats set apart from your scrolling enhancements. That means there are a total of 5 ways you can upgrade a piece of equipment: scrolling, enhancing, cubing, soul weapon for weapons, and then flames. The system has been introduced in KMS for a long time, and other servers like MapleSea and GMS Luna have already had them. GMS simply had Nebulites, which were a nerfed version of flames, but that was only because we didn't want to be power crept too quickly. Adding a flame onto an item will randomly increase its stats, which can be shown in green text next to your stats, while blue text is scrolling bonuses, which makes it easy to distinguish what your flame bonuses actually are. And as of last week, all new equipment that is obtained by quests, drops, exchanges, or shops will come with the flame bonus already equipped onto it, though the bonuses will be limited and not very potent. However, if you do get lucky, you can definitely get some good head start. Flames are used like scrolls, where you can double click them to apply them to an item, or simply click and drag them over to an equipment you currently equip. They operate just like cubes, where upon applying a flame, you are given a completely random assortment of stats, which vary based on what equipment you are using. The only equipment that can be enhanced with flames are as follows. For armor pieces, you have hat, top, bottom, overall, boots, mantle or cape, belt, shoulder accessory, and gloves. For accessories, you have pendants, earrings, pocket item, face and eye accessory, and then of course your primary weapon. Rings, secondaries, emblems, badges, and hearts cannot be flamed whatsoever. How to get flames? You can obtain flames by the following means available on the screen right now. Probably what a lot of people will be happy about is that flames are a completely free-to-play system of upgrading, which means the only way you can get them is through in-game methods. None are available in the cash shop. Of course, you can circumvent that by buying a bunch of flames in the auction house, but whatever the case is, it's fair game for everyone. There are 3 categories of flames right now: level rebirth flames, powerful rebirth flames, and eternal rebirth flames. Level flames range from 100 to 150 in increments of 10 levels. These flames can be obtained from bosses such as Zakum, Horntail, Pink Bean, Magnus, Empress, Rudibus, so on and so forth. These flames, while plentiful and always beneficial, are the weakest of the 3 flames, and as such your bonuses from them will be quite minuscule. Most of the time you just want to extract them for crafting materials to make the other 2, but if you don't have the wherewithal to make powerful or eternal flames, you can always use these. Powerful and eternal rebirth flames can only be obtained from event-based activity like elite bosses, events, Polo and Frito, and also by accessory crafting and monster exploration. These flames are much more powerful and can be used on any level range of equipment, whereas level rebirth flames can only go up to the level entailed. Powerful flames have a max tier acquisition of 6, which we'll get to in a bit, but that's a very rare occurrence, so they average around tier 5 if it were to be practical. You have to be master craftsman or above if you want to craft them by accessory crafting. Eternal rebirth flames have a max tier acquisition of 7, but have an average occurrence of tier 6. You have to be a Meister or above to craft them. Needless to say, it's going to be difficult to stockpile a lot of flames, so you'll have to put your back into it if you want a chance at those sweet stats. If you're loaded with Meso, you can also buy them from the auction house, but currently they're very expensive, so I suggest you hold off on that, unless you're rich of course. Now to get into the bonus stats of flames. This part I'll be doing a rather cursory explanation since I can talk your ear off about this part alone, but if you want a more detailed look into the system, just simply check out Austin's video down below. When flames are applied to items, they will boost anywhere between 1 to 4 lines of stat, with powerful and eternal flames giving a much higher chance of granting a higher amount of lines along with higher tiers. The cool thing is that boss drops such as Tyrants, Chaos Root Abyss, Empress, etc. will always come with 4 bonus stats. As for the tier of the stat, they are divided up into 7, with tier 7 being the highest and tier 1 being the lowest. Now this in my opinion is the most important part of flames. They only take the item's level and base stats into consideration and nothing more. Doesn't care about the scrolls used on the item, doesn't care about the enhancements, the potential, the soul weapon, none of that. It only takes the item's base stats and level for its boosts. There are some bonuses that are independent of item level, but if you want to know more about that, then of course check out Austin's video down below for which ones are universal and which ones are contingent. So having said that, the level is the most pivotal part of an item because the strength of the bonus is dependent on said level, meaning a level 200 item will have far higher bonuses than level 150 item for instance. If you only have access to level rebirth flames, your bonuses will only be around tier 3 or 4 with a small chance to reach tier 5. Powerful flames average tier 4 and 5 with the chance to go to tier 6, and eternal flames average tier 5 and 6 with a chance for tier 7. And each bonus stat given has the tier randomized. That means if you flame an item, it does not give all 4 lines of tier 6, tier 7, etc. You can have one bonus stat be tier 5, one bonus stat can be tier 4, and one bonus stat can be tier 7. So you have to hope that you're lucky for a bunch of high tiers simultaneously. In that sense, flames operate exactly like potential and bonus potential. You'll just have to keep chucking flames at the equipment until you get lucky and a lot of good bonuses that are also high tier. So be prepared to use up a ton of flames before you get the result you're satisfied with. The categories of bonuses for armors and accessories are on the screen right now. For armors, you want to aim for single stat boost, which provide a large increase in single stat being strength, dexterity, intelligence, and luck. Double stat boost, which provides a moderate increase in 2 of the 4 stats. Percent all stat boost, and weapon or magic attack depending on your class, with Demon Avengers obviously wanting to prioritize max HP. The other stats are relatively useless and not really one that you want to go for, except for maybe level equipment reduction, but that's inconsequential once you reach level 200 anyway. Bear in mind the chance of getting all 4 of the best bonuses is extremely low, let alone getting a good tier for each one, which means you may have to settle for only getting 3 of the 4 or maybe only 2. If deciding between flat stat and percent all stat, I recommend you guys go for flat stat because that can provide a much higher benefit than percent stat due to 2 things. Flat stat goes into your base stat, which is further amplified by your percent stat, and also you most likely have a ton of percent stat in your main and bonus potentials already. So for flames, I recommend prioritizing flat bonuses instead of percents, but if you get both, then you can have your cake and eat it too. Weapons are roughly the same as armors, but rather than giving a flat bonus in weapon or magic attack, they give a bonus contingent on the weapon's base. They can also provide boss damage and percent total damage. Your ideal bonus stats should be percent base attack, total damage, boss damage, percent all stat, and either single or double stat, preferably single. On a weapon, if you had to choose between 3 of them, always make sure you aim for percent base attack and total damage, since they can give unquestionably the most benefit. Boss damage, flat stat, and percent stat can be neglected if you can't afford to go for them. I said earlier that flames have a rare chance of achieving a higher tier. This is very difficult and unrealistic to aim for it. If we were using Eternal Rebirth Flames, which have a max tier of 7, aiming for 2 or more tier 7 bonuses will be just as unlikely as getting 3 prime lines of percent stat on an item, like 12%, 12%, 12%. So unless you have, and I'm not kidding, thousands of flames to burn on one piece of equipment, it's better if you just settle for tier 6, at least for your main priority stats. At the time this video has been made, items that are not available in KMS such as Galax and Sweetwater are currently limited to tier 5 maximum with only like 1 to 3 lines bonus, as if they were level 100 items or lower. Why this is the case, I have no idea. There's speculation about whether or not this is intended as a means of balance because, as you know, Sweetwater and Galax gear are prominent best in slot items for GMS and give us a ton of power that KMS does not have. So until more news about this is brought to the surface, I suggest you refrain from using flames on non-KMS items. I had to learn that the hard way when I used a few flames on my superior Galax gear and then spent another 200 just to get them back to the stats they were before, so let me serve as a herald for you guys in that regard. Anyways, that should cover everything you need to know about flames. Obviously there's a lot more that you can delve into and all the resources you need will be in the description below. I hope this was helpful, and if it was, I would appreciate if you left this video a like and if you could subscribe for future guide videos. And don't forget to share this with your friends and peers if they're also wondering what flames are. Thanks again so much for watching. Comments are always welcome, and if I missed out on anything that I didn't put in the description, please be sure to let me know. Top 5 unfunded classes video is well on its way, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys again soon. Take care.